If you have a friend suffering from suicidal thoughts or depression, what do you do? Psych here. These are some of the things my clients have found most helpful. Listening without judgment or giving advice. This above all. Reassuring them that you are there for them. Reaching out and staying in touch, as they might not be able to reach out to you. When and if they are ready, suggesting, gently, you do a simple, easy activity you enjoy together. Internally value their company existence. They probably can't see any value in themselves in their current space. This, right here. I was suicidal for most of 2020 and some of 2021. Finally coming out of it. My friends all did this, and it saved my life. How did your friends know? Did you tell them or did they work it out? I've been depressed to the point of suicidal a few times in my life, but I've always isolated myself from friends during those times and so understandably never got that support. People who are depressed often become silent. They'll stop texting, calling, and using social media. That's when you need to reach out and pull them back into your circle and hug them tighter. There's usually a reason why. Finding out may be tough, but you might just save a life if you sit down and listen to them. As the depressed friend, this is exactly right. Depressed people often isolate themselves because they don't want how shitty they feel to propagate onto their friends, which they think will make their friends start to hate them. You need to keep talking to them, even if they don't reply or just give one-word answers. Just keep sending them messages. You might not think it is helping, but I can assure you it is. It's not even that I feel they will start to hate me. I know they won't, because they are all good people. It's just that it's going to bring the mood down. And why the frick would I want bring my friends or family's mood so low? Hey OP. I have friends that have taken their own leaves. The amount of suffering that they go through is intense, and it might be more than you can handle. It's okay if you need space now and then. It takes a lot of emotional labor to help someone in that position. Recognize your own efforts as you make them, because your friend may be unable to appreciate it in the moment. It's not their fault. Depression can be straight up blinding. It's important to keep in mind that their actions aren't your fault, and not to blame yourself if they get angry or frustrated with your help. They probably don't want to feel that way either. Thank you for caring. Do the best thing someone can do. Be there for them and listen to what they say. Don't offer some shoot advice to them or tell them it gets better, but instead give them someone to lean on in their times of trouble. And I can say this for sure, having been someone who was helped out of depression and suicide by just someone who stood there, listened to what I had to say, and goddamn it felt so much better. First of all, I think it's important to keep in mind that it's not your job to cure them. Take that burden off your shoulders and focus on being there as a friend. It will help both of you in the long run. As the saying goes, don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Second, if they decide to open up to you, listen and acknowledge. I know we all have an urge to help, and it's easy to throw out quick fixes like "have you tried X?" But a lot of the time validation can be more helpful. Third, don't give up on them. Depression can last a long time. Keep inviting them to stuff even if they decline. Don't answer/bail again and again. It's very easy to stop inviting someone when they don't show interest, but in the long run it could be very helpful in their recovery. Best of luck to you and your friend. These things are hard. Hope you can work through it. Just be there for us, and let us get stuff off our chest. You don't need to say you know how it feels or come up with solutions. Just being able to talk and not be interrupted is enough sometimes. Listen to them. Legitimize and acknowledge their suffering. Offer kind words and support. Acknowledge your limitations in your ability to help them. Offer to help them find a therapist. Encourage them to see medical professionals who can prescribe medication and give them a diagnosis. Source: I'm suicidal friend, what I would like. Acknowledge the fact that they're depressed. Tell them that you're there for them if they feel like going out again. Offer help with practical stuff if they need any. Don't force them to do fun things. Don't tell them to cheer up. Only worry when they appear suddenly at peace with the world and depression seems totally gone. It's not uncommon for suicidal people to have a short tranquil phase when they have decided to end it all and are at peace. I'm depressed. My biggest advice is to not take their symptoms personally. Depression is exhausting, meaning we often don't have the energy to even open and respond to messages. A lot of people take this as us not wanting to talk to them, so in response they don't talk to us either. By doing this, you're just isolating us further. We want to chat with you, but sometimes we can't. Oftentimes, when we are the most silent is when we need the most help. I was in this position a while ago, had the plan, the looping thoughts that it was the only way to end the pain I was feeling. I knew there was something not right with me, so I found a good therapist which gave me someone to talk to. As problems this deep pushed away anyone who tried to help me, because they didn't have the right words or capacity to deal with it. A year later I'm doing much better. Professional help is the way to go. Also, if they very suddenly seem happier, be wary, as it is fairly common that once someone has decided to kill themselves they have a sense of relief. But ultimately just letting them know they can call you if they need to talk no matter the time would be huge. Biggest thing for me is just being there. A lot of the time I may put out that I don't want that, but I really do. Just on my terms so I feel comfortable. My friends know to just make themselves available when I'm in that state and it makes a world of difference. Listen to them. Don't try to cure them. Don't try to persuade them that what they feel isn't legitimate or it's not as bad as they think. Let them let it out. I am that friend and I don't have friend. When I was in my severe depression and had thoughts of suicide, I explained to my friend I couldn't be there to support her in her day-to-day as I could barely support myself. She continued to reach out almost daily. It honestly ended our friendship for 6 months, because I didn't feel heard when I said let me be. I handle my bouts of depression by isolating and doing what I have to do. Work, care for myself, shower, make my bed, eat, and care for my dog. That is my bare minimum. Listen to your friends. I suffer from depression and am occasionally suicidal. What would help me out most if people just reached out to ask, hey, how are you doing today? It would help make me feel seen. It's so simple, but something that rarely happens. 2 of my best friends tried to commit suicide. Please listen closely, I literally beg you. The other comments cover the basics. I'm gonna give the unusual advice that I wish I had been told. At some point, you need to let go emotionally. You cannot be someone's full-time ventilator. You will crumble. Even if I'm scared they will die. Even if you're scared they will die. But they matter more. Don't do it alone. Get them help. Because if you're saving a drowning person, as strong as you are, they will try to drown you too in their panic. Either that or the current will tire you out and you will sink. You will both drown. The first time I missed the signs until it was too late and got their call from the hospital. We were only 16. It'll never happen again, I told myself. Next time, I'll stop it, no matter what it takes. The next time, I was 18. I held to my word. I went in the trenches and tried to pull them out before it was too late. A month passed. 2, 3, 6, I still suffer from complex post-traumatic stress disorder, a panic disorder, and post-traumatic seizures. I might be on medication for the rest of my life because of the trauma I suffered keeping a suicidal person alive. And at the end, they turned against me when I threatened to call them an ambulance, because I was being selfish. And for a while I believed it. I've attempted suicide twice. I was tempted to reach out to people for help, reassurance. But, as selfish as it is, I didn't want to have to notify them. I wanted them to care enough to notice my behavior and ask. I think this is quite a common mentality to have. So, when the people close to you seem down or are exhibiting other symptoms of being heavily depressed, weight gain, weight loss, insomnia, extensive lethargy, sleeping far too much, unusually happy or manic behavior, ask. Most people, even if that's not how they are feeling, will greatly appreciate someone checking in on them. If they are feeling like that, tell them that you care about them. Maybe tell them about the things you value in them most, and ask what you can do to try make things easier. Putting it all like that makes it sound almost bratty. I suppose it can be selfish in its own way. Unfortunately, I don't know how to describe how it feels in words. As one suffering from it myself, I can say that it doesn't help to say that you care or try to make them see things from your perspective, but to listen and just tell them that you are here for them. I've never been in this situation, so I'm not speaking from experience here. Here in the Netherlands we have a suicide hotline. It is mostly intended for those who suffer from suicidal thoughts, but I'm sure you can also call with these sorts of questions. The people working there have tons of experience with these situations and I'm sure they can give you some support. Just know that by even asking this question, you show you're a true friend. Even though your friend might not appropriate your support at this very moment, I'm sure he or she will in the future. Keep up the good work. Say good morning, night every day and ask them if they have anything they need to talk about. I give them a hug and try to cheer them up as best I can.